Hi, I'm Irving, and I'm an Adamaniac. Last time, Batman and Robin, along with Commissioner Gordon and Barbara Gordon, and thus Batgirl, crossed the Atlantic to Londinium to help Venerable Ireland Yard solve a series of high-profile thefts. All signs point to Lady Penelope Peasoup and her brother, Lord Marmaduke Ffogg. But the culprits and their goons planted some kind of fog bomb in the Batmobile, and it went off just as the dynamic duo rolled into their makeshift Londinium Batcave. Did they come all this way just to be permanently fog-bound?
Before we left Fogg Place, we had ample evidence that Lord Fogg and Lady Peasoup could be the culprits you called us here from Gotham City to uncover.
And the delayed action knockout fog capsule that exploded in the Batmobile cinched it.
Luckily, our general emergency bat extinguisher took care of that.
It wasn't fire, it was fog. How does a fire extinguisher or even a general purpose extinguisher take care of that? Well, it can't. At least not until you add the word bat to its name. Then it can do whatever you need.
But how can Lord Fogg be involved in these robberies, Batman? With his gout so bad? You saw his foot yourself.
Possibly an act.
If you look at the cast, you'll notice it has a huge seam on it. When's the last time you saw a real cast like that?
Was it in Act 2 that Lady Peasoup invited Miss Gordon, the Commissioner's own daughter, to join the faculty of Fogg Place, even for a short while?
Have you ever heard of a smokescreen, sir? Batman says she'd be well advised to pass.
And I strongly recommend that we do not offend one of the most aristocratic families in the land.
Holy gullibility. Pardon me, Commissioner, but she's headed for trouble. Lady Prudence, Lord Fogg's daughter.
Barbara, your ears must be burning. We were just talking about you.
And thanks to her entrance, we won't get to hear what Lady Prudence told Robin. This inspector is a stereotype, but stereotypes exist for a reason. They don't do it so much anymore, probably because the people in question kept getting toppled from their pedestals, but it used to be that the English nobility could do no wrong because their aristocratic bloodlines made them a cut above the rest of us. People really believed this. If you had money and power, and especially if you had a title, no matter how meaningless, you were better than the common riffraff. Seriously, this is why their parliament has a House of Lords and a House of Commons. I'm sure glad we don't idolize rich and famous people in America like that. Here we're all on equal footing, right? Right? I said right?
Your secretary asked me to bring this parcel into Batman, Superintendent. It just arrived, and she said I needed not.
Look out, Batman, it's smoking.
Yes, it seems about to explode. Better all stand back.
Yes, we had better stand back. This explosion could level the whole building. We'll just have to see. Should be interesting. The fog is harmless, just somebody trying to mess with Batman's head. When it's done, they look in the box.
3 silver bells.
Silver bells. Bob Hope, Bing Crosby. Christmas time. Lord Ffogg is going to rob Santa Claus.
Superintendent, isn't there a famous pub somewhere in Londinium named the Three Bells?
Oh, indeed there is, Batman. On the river in the dock area.
He says it was the place to go until the hippies moved in and took it over. Now only the mod folks go there.
Is there some kind of objective there that a canny criminal might be interested in?
Ships loading and unloading in the dock area nearby. Oh, but wait. There's a ship due to leave the dock near the Three Bells late today with a cargo of materials and patterns from Barnaby Street, bound for our dominions.
Barnaby Street is where the hippies hang out, so this shipment is of mod clothes, the latest fashions. I'm going to resist the urge to comment on our dominions. At Ffogg Place, Penelope is wondering how wise this move is. Shouldn't they be focusing all their efforts on the crown jewel heist? About then, Barbara Gordon enters.
I'm so glad to see your gout is better, Lord Fogg.
I got...
It always improves with the change of weather.
It's so much better, he just burst out of the cast. You can see it over there by his chair in 2 pieces. Penelope says, I'm afraid we brought you out here for nothing because the girls and I have to run into Londinium and Lord Fogg has an appointment. But his lordship gets an idea.
Speaking of Lady Prudence, sister dear, I think she should remain here with Miss Gordon. I think she'll show Miss Gordon everything Miss Gordon should be shown. And now that we've gotten you all the way out to Fogg Place again, Miss Gordon, we're not going to let you go.
Gee, that's as reassuring as staring into a lion's mouth. Batman and Robin are in the dock area looking for the Three Bells.
This is the pub, old chum.
And that appears to be the ship.
With its cargo from Barnaby Street. Let's go.
Not you, Rob. They have strict licensing laws in this country. A boy of your age is not allowed in a drinking tavern.
You two are visiting superheroes from America, and Ireland Yard has begged you to use any means at your disposal to solve this case. Do you really think anybody's going to have a cow if he goes in with you to investigate the place? Nevertheless, he makes Robin wait by the car.
You'll know where to find me if you need me.
Right, Batman.
But going by your rules, he can't go in to get you. He's underage. Are you paying attention to yourself, Batman? Inside the Three Bells, we get a look at what our producers and directors think the mod scene looked like in London at the time. It looks like the first bar scene from Pete's Dragon. Nobody consulted any actual hippies on this design, obviously, so it looks like a run-down middle-class dive bar. This is what we call mod. Ffogg and 3 of his henchmen are at the bar.
Delighted to see that your gout is cleared up, Lord Fogg.
You're the second observant person I've met today. Would you care to join us in the tankard?
I don't drink.
Not to drink, old boy. What are you doing in this pub?
I suspect you can answer that better than I.
No doubt I can.
He mentioned that Batman is observant, so he should know Batman observed that guy picking up the bottle and going behind him. It's fight time, so call Robin. Hit your signal and call Robin. Obviously, you need help. Bet you wish you weren't so rigid about that legal age thing now, eh? Outside, Robin has found something to do.
Oh. I'm out of my skin.
You're out of your mind. He's cut the boat loose. It's drifting away.
He sees 4 girls and 1 woman coming to rob the ship, and his first thought is cut it loose. The boy Wonder just set a full-size cargo ship adrift down the Thames. Nobody controlling it or steering it away from massive, horrible collisions with other craft. After a few crashes, it'll most likely sink and become a shipping hazard. But at least Penelope didn't get that cargo.
You 20th century witch, Lady Peasoup. You know I wouldn't fight a female, even a small army of females.
Spoken like a true gentleman, boy Wonder.
Gosh, what marvelous threads.
Robin suddenly grew up, a lot. Outside the gate to Fogg Place, Barbara and Alfred are meeting.
I don't understand that Lady Prudence, Alfred, Lord Fogg's daughter. But I strongly suspect Lady Peasoup is running a school for gentle crooks, not gentle women.
She told you that?
Not in so many words.
No, but she told Robin, and he was trying to tell everybody else, but nobody was listening.
But I think there's strong feeling between her and her aunt, and Lady Prudence could be playing all sides against each other for reasons of her own.
How did you get away?
It wasn't easy, I'll explain later.
Somehow she never got around to that, at least not on camera.
Back to the city to report to your father?
No, back to Lord Fogg's cricket pavilion. It's the only place she didn't show me, and I may learn something from it. Lord Fogg allows no one but his sister and himself inside it.
And I'm not at all sure that I can allow you, miss.
Batgirl can take care of herself, Alfred.
Sure she can. We've seen several examples of her getting captured, saving the day. She asks Alfred to tell her dad she'll be staying here longer and see if he can alert Batman to what's going on.
Count of Claremont's coin collection? Duchess of Desborough's diamonds.
Yes, it's all the loot from the various robberies. They have to keep it somewhere.
But whose side is Prudence on?
Batgirl never was very good at watching her back. It's a paralyzing gas, and she's frozen in that pose.
By now, Lady Peasoup should be in control of the boat's cargo. She should be in control of Barnaby Street and the Londinium world of fashion.
Except nobody's in control of the cargo or the ship it's on. The whole mess just crashed into Londinium Bridge and set a dozen cars plunging into the river. He says, we can go and leave Batman here. He won't give us any more trouble.
This dynamic dolt will remember nothing of what has happened here when I get through with him, thanks to this remarkable device, which, when fastened to his cowl and activated, will reverse the recollection center.
In other words, it wipes his memory. Batman says, I don't care what your gadget says, I'll remember that you're a criminal.
Good gracious, sir. What's happened to you?
I don't know. Who are you, sir? Who am I?
Batman is mistaken.
It appears, sir, that you're suffering from a severe loss of memory. Fortunately, however, I packed the recollection cycle bat restorer for this little overseas trip. Now, sit down, sir.
Since it's the exact gadget we need for this situation, of course Alfred remembered to pack it. In Superintendent Watson's office, Chief O'Hara has arrived to play carrier pigeon for some documents that need to go back to Gotham City.
Venerable Ireland Yard, Superintendent Watson here.
How did they hook up? I shouldn't ask. And of course it's old style because this is Londinium.
That perfidious Lord Ffogg trapped me in the Three Bells pub, Commissioner. While somehow the boat for the Dominions mysteriously vanished.
The boat vanished with its cargo of mini cloth?
I'll get the river patrol on it immediately.
I suspect they already know, Mr. Watson. Right now they're scrambling around trying to figure out how to get a pilot onto that ship and get it under control. And whoever set it adrift may lose their head in the Tower of Londinium.
How did you find me, Alfred?
It concerns Batgirl, sir. She's discovered that the finishing school at Fogg Manor is for girl criminals. And she's now investigating the super-secret cricket pavilion there. She thought you ought to know.
Thanks for answering my question. That certainly clears it up.
To answer your first question, sir, I tracked you to the dock area by the Batmobile bat-tracking device.
It takes Batman a moment, but he suddenly realizes that Alfred is so reticent because he's made a promise to someone. He relents and chooses to respect Alfred's privacy.
Oh, so she really is a Batgirl.
Still paralyzed by that paralyzing gas you turned off, Lady Peasoup.
She'll recover shortly. And when she does, perhaps she should find herself in the dungeon with her young male counterpart, Robin.
His cricket pavilion has a dungeon. For when his team loses, I guess. While the girls are taking Robin and Batgirl to the dungeon, his lordship calls. Penelope explains what's been going on, and Marmaduke says, I have a great idea for what to do with the boy wonder.
Wench. It doesn't make sense, Alfred.
Well, perhaps in moving, the bat computer's a bit off kilter, sir.
Winch. It still doesn't make sense.
Someday he needs to program that thing to make complete sentences. Alfred says the most famous winch in Londinium is the one that raises and lowers the tower drawbridge to let ships through.
To blind you to death when the next ship comes along.
Torturer, sadist, you're worse than your sister.
A high compliment. Well, let's go outside and watch the boy wonder die. Pip, pip, chin, chin, cheerio.
Cornflake, and of course there's a ship coming up the river right now. Open the drawbridge.
If that ship gets any closer to that bridge, Robin's done for. Quickly, Alfred. The anti-mechanical bat ray in the bat glove compartment.
I saw lots of bat rays when I was scuba diving off Catalina. He has a remote control gadget that can stop the bridge winch from here. Since that's the precise gadget we need right now, of course Alfred remembered to pack it. He points it at the mechanism and the bridge stops rising.
Something's happened.
The blooming bridges stop moving.
Blimey.
Oh, we better get back to the winch room, Governor.
Well, yeah, they have to be there when Batman saves Robin so we can have the big fight scene. The whole superstructure of the ship was sheared off and several crew ended up in the river. The shipping company sued the city and won. Londinium wound up going bankrupt. The next day, Venerable Ireland Yard declared Batman public enemy #1. Get ready, the bad guys are going to try one of Batman and Robin's moves. I had to show you that, it's just too good. Lord Ffogg decides it's time for a foggy escape.
That pipe.
Exactly, Batman. My pipe of fog.
He's going to get away again, and Batgirl is chained up in the dungeon under his cricket pavilion, still paralyzed. Whatever will they do?
By Jove, it's disturbing. By Jove, it's exciting. By Jove, it's mystifying. By Jove, watch the next episode. By Jove.
By Jove, you're trying too hard, by Jove. Here's what I don't get. We know for sure now that they're the bad guys. Why doesn't Superintendent Watson just go arrest them? They don't have any special abilities. They don't have any booby traps or stuff like that. They're regular people with a rather disturbing hobby. It shouldn't be hard. Even when I was 14, Robin setting that ship adrift really bothered me. Was it really the only thing he could do? It was beyond dangerous. It was foolhardy and probably lethal to somebody. He could have blocked the gangplank or cut it loose somehow so they couldn't get on the ship. He could have jumped in the Batmobile and used the phone to call Ireland Yard. He could have used his bat rope to tie the whole bunch of them up. Wait, they'd probably enjoy that. But you get the point. And what happens if the bridge doesn't raise enough for that ship to clear? This part of the episode was lazy. I hope they put a little more care into the finale of this three-part caper. We'll find out. I'm Irving, and I'm an Adamaniac. But at least Penelope didn't get that cargo. Yeah, we don't need that. Do it again.